Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I just want to rant a little bit. If you're new to our channel, if you don't already know, we're working on paying off our mortgage in 5 years. We are 2 years in. And so as you can imagine, I spent a lot of time on my mortgage company's website. But recently they actually did a whole revamp of their website. So you would think that if they needed to change something, it would be for the better. But their website is it's terrible now. It's terrible. It's not good. It was a lot better before. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now it's a lot worse than it was. Someone like me, I like to know how much interest I paid last year on our mortgage throughout the entire year, how much interest I paid this year. I like to track all of that. Sometimes I might randomly be like, hey, I want to know how much interest I was projected to pay this year and how much I actually ended up paying. Like, how many thousands of dollars did I save? I'd like to know stuff like that. And I can't say the breakdown. Everything that happened prior to this change in their website, it's completely gone. Like, I can't see any of that, which makes me so mad. Like, yes, I know there's a lot worse things going on in this world right now, but it's something that I'm just like super frustrated about. And you can have a bad day every now and then. It really doesn't help that when I was about to film this video, my tripod literally fell off of my table and broke. So I'm using my little one today, and it's just gonna have to do. Nonetheless, so my mortgage company's website, it's already taken like a week for my payments to come out of my bank account. It doesn't usually take that long. It usually comes out like the next day. And so anyway, back to trying to look at the interest. I'm like, you know what? Since it won't let me see my previous payment history and like the breakdown and all that, let me just sign in and look at my statement, like the, statement that you get every month with every company that you owe money to. That's not available for this month at all. I call them and I'm like, can you guys send me another statement? And they're just like, let me check into it. I'm like, okay, well, by the way, since you're on the phone, your website is garbage. Like, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. Like, obviously it's not her fault, but nonetheless, you are a consumer. You have to call whoever and let them know that you're dissatisfied with whatever's going on with whatever services that they're providing. And she's just like, yeah, okay. Like, basically trying to move on. So she puts me on hold to figure out if she can send me a copy of my statement. And she's gone for a little bit and she comes back and she's like, yeah, I'm still looking into it. Is it okay if I place you on a brief hold again? And I'm like, I don't have a choice. Like, I have to sit here and wait. So she comes back and she says she talked to her manager, and her manager says they're still working on the statements. It's probably going to be another 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how can you not give people their statements? Like, that's just something that you're required to do. Like, you're a debt collector. Technically, you're a mortgage company. And so I'm just like, let her know a few more times how dissatisfied I am. And she's just like, well, is there any other questions I can answer for you? And I'm like, you haven't answered any of my questions. Like, you don't know. You're just asking your manager. But I just let her go. I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna have to deal with it. But it just reminded me why reason number 150,000 that I just hate being in debt. Because it's like, if I don't owe anybody money, I don't have to do things on their terms. I don't have to, okay, they changed their website, let me adapt, let me bend over backwards and do this and that and miss out on all this valuable information with what's going on with my loan, all the stuff that you just have to adapt and deal with whenever you're going into debt or whenever you are currently in debt. You just have to deal with whatever they throw at you. Like, you have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it. So it's super frustrating for me. Just like I said, I'm always on online on that site, tracking stuff, doing whatever. So the fact that it's just like that and I just have to deal with it is super frustrating. But hey, I'm gonna have to get over it. We have several more years of paying on our mortgage. So the one thing that I will say about mortgage, like owing money to a mortgage company, that's better than owing money to other companies, is a lot of times, like for instance, credit cards, they usually will charge your interest. They will charge it to your bill on a monthly basis, but they actually charge your interest on a daily basis and then they bill it to you monthly. So for example, if you are trying to pay your bill on the 5th, but for some reason you can't actually pay it until the 8th, technically you're going to end up getting charged extra interest on those 3 days that you decided to wait to pay your bill. And that goes for not just credit cards. I also noticed it when we had student loans to pay that, if you paid it this day instead of that day, technically you're getting charged less interest if you pay it earlier in the month or the billing cycle. So I will say, at least with mortgages, you don't have to deal with that with your amortization table. Your how much interest you have to pay for that month is already set, unless of course you pay like principal payments. But ultimately, if I pay it later in the month, I don't have to necessarily deal with getting charged like extra interest. So that's the only thing that I'm just like happy about, because if I did have to deal with stuff like that and I'm having all these delays and all these issues with the website, that would be like way worse. They probably would have to deal with a different side of me. I would be like, okay, so who is covering this interest that I'm having to pay because y'all's website ain't working? Like, either way, it's not like that. So I'm just going to calm down a little bit, take a couple deep breaths, and just deal with it for now. All I can do is hope that their website gets a little bit better, because unfortunately they've decided to change it and I just have to go with it. But anyway, thank you for watching today. Thank you for listening to me rant. I also want to know, what are your frustrations today? Please comment down below, because like I said, it's okay to have a bad day. We don't have to be super chipper and positive every single day. Some days you can just be frustrated about something. Please subscribe and we will see you in the next video.